Welcome back to House Guest with me, Hailey Fennel. I'm a psychic medium, and this is the podcast that connects you to the other side. I'm excited for you guys to listen to this one. It is with Jenny from the Research Project Readings through College of Charleston. She is about to graduate with her degree in humanistic psychology, so we talk a good bit about that. And I'm really excited for you guys to listen through towards the end because I give a really good practice on how to tap into your leadership abilities. I'll also give it to you here real quick. You're going to make a list of your top 5 ideas, and then you are just going to pick the one that you feel like the leader in you would pick. And that's the thing that you're going to take action on first. We'll get more into that towards the end of the podcast, and you can hear how it comes up for her, and I explain it to her. But we connect in with her aunt, who she never met, on the other side, and we also connect in with her mom. I hope that you guys enjoy. Jenny, thank you so much for being on and for sharing what it is that you do with us. It was such a joy. I love you guys. Please like, subscribe, review, send to a friend. This podcast is changing pretty soon, so there's going to be even more conversations coming up. And if there's anything that you want to hear on the podcast or a guest you want to see, please feel free to email me, Hailey@HaileyFennel.com. I love you guys. Enjoy. All right, hold on. You can keep your eyes open. I'm just going to close mine one more time. Okay, that'll be good. Hold on. There we go. Someone comes in, they say the word sister to me, but they come in kind of from this angle, which usually means mom's side of family. It's kind of an understanding of, I think, an aunt, like mom's sister being on the other side. Does that make sense to you? Okay. Are you okay if she comes forward? If she comes
Sure,
forward?
absolutely.
Okay. This is like a funny reference. What I just drew, I'm going to show you, is a triangle. I don't know why, but ants sometimes feel like triangles to me. It's like a specific kind of ant on the other side that feels like a triangle to me. It is someone who is a little bit quirky, is a little bit like lives life a little bit differently, and can be maybe a little bit loud and like in charge is how she puts it. Does that make sense to you? That's okay if it's a no.
I didn't know her.
Oh, you didn't know her. Um, do you know a little bit of her? And it's okay if that's a no too.
Very little.
Okay.
She was very, very young
Very, very
when
young.
she tragically died, yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna close my eyes one more time. And that might just be her like trying to tell us a little bit about it. I don't know what this means. Sometimes they
I've
make
often
me
thought about her, but
oh, I love that. Good, good, good. I'm
yeah.
gonna see what she says. Never. I might just be quiet for a little bit. Okay. She keeps having me do this. I know this is funny what I'm doing with my hands. I'm not actually sure why. It's a little bit of a she's trying to get me to catch on to something. It's almost like I'm paying a lot of attention to her face, or her smiling, glowing face is how she puts it. Um
She was adorable.
I love okay, good. Good,
She's
good, good.
Very
It's
adorable.
a little bit like, "Look at me, look at this." And, like, if I were to look at a picture of her with just her face, I'd be like, "Oh my goodness," like, I just feel connected, good, she looks so happy, it's okay, sort of feeling of that picture. Does that make sense to you? She's like, "That's a bit what it's like here on the other side, like, happy, glowing, like,
Sweet.
all okay here on the other side." Sometimes if we get someone that passed away at a super young age, it can be helpful to imagine the age that they would have been or they would be now, just so that we can imagine talking with them and connecting with them. And I'm just sharing that with you. There's some people that listen to this podcast because they are connecting in for themselves as well. And I meant to ask you this in the beginning, but is it okay if I call you Jenny, or do you prefer Virginia? Jenny. Okay, good, good, good. All right, so hold on. I'm going to hang on to Aunt here on the other side, coming in closer, closer, closer. Lovely, good. Hold on, she's gonna come in closer. Okay, fine. I'm gonna go into that. She's like, I would have been like a fun, loud, quirky aunt. And I know that's hard information to take when we're like, we don't know anything about her. Like she was itty bitty. But she's like, look, like I would have been a good aunt to you. She goes, and I am here on the other side. Like I come in, I'm connected. I've been watching over you guys. Like all good, all okay is how she puts it.
Oh, that's very
She
sweet.
puts it kind of I like that, so sweet. She puts it kinda lightly like that, like, I just really wanna let people know that I'm here. She also feels connected to somebody on the other side. She's like, "Look who I'm with." I could, of course, understand there to be her mom on the other side, like, grandma on the other side, and then, there's also, like, another woman that is with her too that feels a bit more connected to her, would be in her generation. I could imagine it as your mom on the other side. That feels like for some reason she's like, I think this circle comes circles
Yeah,
are
very
usually
they were very close in age. Yeah.
okay. Um, and being like, look who I'm with, here I am on the other side. So is mom on the other side? I'm just gonna check in with
Yep.
that because it
Yes,
feels
she is.
like uh, hold on, I'm gonna get the right words for that. It feels like I've been okay, fine, I'm gonna say that, there we go. Aunt says, "I've been watching over mom, but now here I am, like, with mom." That's what it feels like. Lovely, good. Um, Aunt is still here, she's not going anywhere, but are you okay if I connect in with mom? Okay. Lovely, good, good, good.
As long as she's okay with it, because I know she was sick for a while and tired.
And tired,
But
yeah.
she's been gone for over a decade, I think. Or not quite a decade, I guess.
Okay. She's definitely okay with it. I'm gonna see what's going on there though, because she feels fine. I'm gonna explain that.
More than a decade. Mm.
She feels like good to connect in with, just to make it clear. There's a bit of like a few different things going on here. Hold on. I'm gonna close my eyes for a little bit. Okay, hold on. I might just be quiet for a little bit longer. Okay, I'm gonna start here. There's like she kind of starts to go in a few different directions for me, and I was trying to get her to like hang on to just one direction. I'm gonna start here, which is a little bit more uh right after her passing, and just reiterating like, look, I'm okay. Like I feel good. I'm okay. I'm okay. Oh, I'm okay. I have felt this before from the other side, and I do think it could be slightly different for different people who are passing over. But for the most part, when we pass to the other side, it's pretty immediate and we just feel good right away because we're not like a part of this body anymore. Um, because we don't have this body, we don't feel the things that we felt up towards passing, like all okay, all good, feel well rested. Really no need to rest here on the other side because there's no
Oh,
real body to sleep in. Does that make sense to you?
yeah.
Yeah. And so that's kind of like the direction that she wants me to start talking about her when we start talking about her on the other side, is how she puts it. And then when she starts going back in life before passing, she's actually a little bit hard for me to hold on to just in life. Like it gives me a sense of I'm having a hard time. Um, what she wants to do is like point to it's hard to talk to her or it's hard for her to like keep up with conversations towards end of life. Does that make sense to you?
Okay.
That's okay if it's a no. You feel free to tell
I,
me.
it was a quick ending for her. She'd been
Okay.
sick for a while, then had to get out, got herself out, travel cross country, and wound up very, very sick.
Okay.
And, within 2 weeks, died, but managed to get back across America before doing.
Okay. Do you imagine hold on, I'm gonna go into that. Do you understand this? I don't know exactly what this is, but it's something with like my brain and I'm not able to communicate, like even within those last 2 weeks, communicate like I want to communicate, or I'm not able to like keep up with conversation. Does
Oh,
that make
I
sense
think
to you?
I think I understand. She was not kind. She
Okay.
was she wanted everyone to be around her and no one was there.
Okay.
So it was
That's
very difficult for her. Yeah, and what was going on around her, I'm sure shocked her.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Okay, there we go. I'm gonna go. Lovely, good. Okay, so even if that communication wasn't there, if she's gonna keep doing this for me, so I'm gonna use my hands to best if she's gonna help me with this, to best describe exactly what it is that she means. She's like, "So then there's this, like, it's hard to communicate with me, it's hard to talk with me, it's hard for me to get my words across and vice versa, and that's okay," right? Like, there really aren't hard feelings from the other side. So if I put her on the other side over here, the way she talks as a soul being is quite different than the way she talks about who she was in the past. Like, if I just tap into her as a soul being, she's like, "It's all good. It's okay." Like, I don't this miscommunication is what it is, and I completely see why, understand, hear, and know why people made the decisions they made. Also, why I made the decisions I made. She's like, "I am able to have so much more compassion for myself and for others now that I'm here on the other side," is how she puts it. She's like, "Now, if I talk about who I was over here, the communication gets really hard. It feels a bit stilted, stunted, short."
That would make sense
Um,
why I couldn't quite understand. Because I was like, "You're tired. I don't understand." That's
yeah, yeah.
okay.
And it just gets a little muddled, like it's
It
I
does.
mean, I don't know, it's like even and I I don't mean this like it's hard for me to get in there because she's making it hard. It's more like she's like, "Ooh, like, let me show you what it was like to be around me here in life." And it's almost even hard for me to get my words out because it's kind of that's just like the energy of her in life. Does that make sense to you?
Okay.
Okay. That's okay. Lovely, good, good, good. As long as it just kinda sorta makes sense, because your intuition around it is gonna be more important than mine. Alright, hold on. Lovely, good. I'm gonna have her come a little bit in closer. Okay, fine. And I might just be quiet for a second. Okay, fine. There we go. She goes, "But what I want Jenny to understand overall is that here I am quite different on the other side. Easier to communicate with, easier for me to be around if you want me around spiritually, easier for me to tap into the things that you're doing, Jenny, like easier for her to tap into the things that you're doing, Jenny, and easier for her to understand them and to get on board," is how she puts it. She does show from the other side like a lot of love and respect for you. Like, I understand what Jenny's doing, and she's so, so smart and gets really excited to start talking about the things that you've been putting in place over the last few years, even since her passing. This is her passing timeline wise. And she's like, "Ooh, since my passing, the things that Jenny has put into place, she wants to say she's incredibly proud of, even though she might not have understood them completely in life or the direction that you were going in life." Does that make sense to you? Okay. Do you have any questions around that, either in either way? Okay. Do you have any questions for her?
I don't think so.
Okay. All right. Perfect. Good, good, good. Okay, fine. There we go. Lovely, good. And if it feels good to connect in with Aunt at any point, like outside of this reading, she feels like she's there. What were you about to say?
That's very curious. So I'm very curious about, and I can't remember her name in the moment, but yeah, that would be very exciting to recognize that there could have been an aunt, right, supporting me to that level.
Yeah. She's like the one that comes forward first. Like, she makes herself quite evident to begin with, like, just right off the bat in the reading. Sometimes when there's someone like that that comes first in that way that we've never met before, it's like, "Well, look, like, I've been here all along." Like, she's been supporting you throughout life all along. We don't always have to recognize our guides or our spirits on or our team even on the other side for them to be there. Sometimes they just are. So she's like, "I'm in there. Like, I'm one of those people that's just in there." She feels like a I wanna get into that. Jenny, are you fun aunt to any, like, nieces or nephews?
I'm
Would you just
rejected by the entire family.
rejected by the entire family? That's okay. Okay, then that's okay. That's okay, that's okay, and I hear you. I'm gonna go into this
Other than
direction.
those who have passed.
Other than those who have passed, yeah. I mean, your aunt does come across quite strongly. Fun aunt. I know it's funny that I'm saying that again, but I just have to say it out loud. Fun aunt. What your aunt is trying to do on the other side is go fine, I'll say that. Something similar to Jenny, where she's like, "I would have been like Jenny, I would have been similar to Jenny." I don't think it's a coincidence that you just shared that piece of information, like, rejected by the rest of the family. There might be something similar to her where she's like, "Me too. I would have been there right there with you too." She goes, "But it would have been because we were standing in our own power and standing in, like, the things that we believe in that are important to us." Like, it's important to even boundaries can be love sometimes, and, like, that self-love. She's like, she's rejected because she loves herself, and there's nothing wrong with that. Does that make sense to you? I think Aunt says, "Look, me too. I would have done something similar." She would have even guided you, uh, to help you put up some of those boundaries and help safeguard you from other family members. Does that make sense?
That's
Um
lovely. I love that.
Yeah, and, like, if you ever feel like that sometimes I like to imagine boundaries, there's so many different kinds, depends on the person for me. Sometimes it's like a brick wall, sometimes it's a huge sheet of metal, sometimes it's just a chain link fence that maybe I can, like, bend the corner sometimes and go through and have some sort of connection, but then, like, go to the other side and they don't know where the hole is in the chain link fence, only I do, right? So there's different kind of boundaries that we get to set up with different kinds of people, and she's like, "I'll help you set up the metal sheeted wall that nobody can even see through if you want. Like, nobody can climb over it. There's no footholds. There's nothing." She's like, "We can keep building that if you want." She's like, "But I'm in here with you and I get to do it with you." Does that make sense to you? And it just feels quite lovely as like one of your guides on the other side that can be in charge of that. Lovely, good. Now, there is something that happens on the other side. I'm just going to reiterate this, especially if you're like, and correct me if I'm wrong, Jenny, did you have boundaries with your mom in life? And it's okay either way.
I don't I mean, I think my mother, held good boundaries with me. She was didn't want to be my friend. She knew that she needed to give me life lessons, but she was definitely my champion because I was rejected.
Okay.
I was a very sick child, and everybody
Yeah,
was
you
mad at me because I was always sick and got a lot of attention.
gotcha.
But it
Okay.
went, it really got bad.
Okay. But not with mom. Mom was always like your champion. She was there. I love it. Perfect. Good, good, good. Um, I think why I'm asking that, and I think my mind went into like a funny, sticky spot, which is fine. But what I wanted to say is like mom on the other side, no matter how it was in life, mom on the other side from where she is now can also act in similar ways to aunt does too, right? Like she wants to step forward. Mom kind of feels like she steps forward more for career and like being proud of you and helping like
But
set
yeah, she always wanted
that
that for me.
perfect and being like, for some reason
I
she
was the
shows
prodigal daughter.
oh, I love it. I love it. For some reason, she shows me, like, Jenny's setting things up, and it's almost like she sets things up, she knocks them down, like, Jenny's getting things done. Like, if you were to put things on a list of things to do, it's you can quite easily move through them. Your mom's there on the other side being, like, just so incredibly proud of you. I don't find her to be the type of person to be as capable as you to, like, knock down the specific things that you're doing in your career, like, she feels quite different, but she's quite proud of your mind, your career, the way you do things.
Oh,
Does that make sense?
okay.
And then aunt comes in more for that, like, safeguarding protection from other people in the family, just to give you, like, a little bit of a difference of how they are working with you from the other side. Does that make
Okay.
sense? And then I'm just gonna be quiet for a little bit. Okay. And then Jenny, this is more like I can talk about your mom and your aunt as guides in general because they're on the other side, but we also have guides that come forward that are just our life force guides. People that, of course, your aunt could be grouped into this, but people that have been there since the moment you were born and are there on the other side. And we might not know their name or exactly who they are, but they help guide us in this lifetime. And I just feel a presence coming forward, wanting to come forward for you. Okay, fine. I'm gonna say that. Um, do you understand the career switch or the major change around your mom's passing? Like, it wouldn't just be her passing, but then you also, like, move into new things
Totally.
since passing. Perfect.
Yeah.
Um, Like, as though that time in your life is one of the most important times in your life so far. Like, we're finding ourselves, into life purpose things at this point is how they put it, and they as in guides in general. Like, look at how Jenny has seated herself at the spot that was always meant for her, is how they put it. Um there is a sense of let her know that she needs to keep pushing forward in it and make sure to put yourself, like, in the leadership role and at, like, the head of the table. That's just a feeling. They show me you at the head of the table. I think what they wanna talk about is tell Jenny to put herself into the leadership role even more, or even a reminder of she's in charge. Does that make sense?
Yes, actually, I was thinking about that yesterday because I don't like the spotlight. How am I gonna
You
do
don't
that?
like the
I
spotlight?
don't,
I
no.
I think it's a little bit, and I mean this in the nicest way of, like, too bad.
Yeah,
Like,
I know.
you're doing it,
Yeah,
like,
I
you're
can't
meant
be I
to.
can't be in the background. In order for this to work, I have to go in the lead. I'm just like, "How do I do that?"
Yeah, yeah. What just energetically how to do it, keep thinking of yourself in the forefront, and when the opportunities come where you're like, "But that's putting me in the spotlight, I'm not sure what this means." It could be in the spotlight with someone else, like, you could do it in a group or in a pair or in a partnership, but you gotta do it is how it is being put. Is like keep pushing yourself forward, and it might even viscerally feel like that, like, oh, like I'm pushing myself forward, and it might be a little tiresome on your physical body, but the second you get over it, you get more energy, and it's like, "Oh, okay, I can do that." I pushed myself forward, I almost got too tired to do it, but I did it anyways, and now I have more energy for the next run, and the next run, and the next run. A bit like a marathon, but it's so well worth it. Does that make sense?
Wow, okay.
Um, so just as those opportunities come up, is there one that you're, like, on the brink of where you've been asked to speak or you've been asked to literally be the leader of it? Does that make sense to you?
No, but there's so many ideas
Yeah.
roaming around in my head.
Ooh, beautiful.
Graduation I can't quite call myself doctor yet because I don't
Okay.
graduate until early June. So I'm like,
Soon.
and I have to make a distinction between humanistic psychologist, which is not a license, and I am licensed as a licensed professional counselor. And
Ooh,
according
okay.
to the boards, numerous boards, right, oversee these things, I have to keep them separate. Like I can
Ooh,
be a
okay.
licensed professional counselor under humanistic psychologist, um, but when I'm an LPC, I can't even say I have a PhD pretty much.
Will you tell me and our audience, because there's gonna be some people who are with me, what is a humanistic psychologist? I've never heard of it.
Oh,
Maybe I have when you say it out loud, though.
it's philosophical as opposed
Okay.
to medical. Humanistic psychologists take the whole person, the
Mhm.
whole of the issues, not symptoms
Okay.
tied to a label in the DSM or
Lovely.
yeah.
Yeah.
And so we believe in treating even, significant illness by encouraging people to talk their way through it, perhaps in a group setting. I'm not saying that's the direction I would go in, but that's kind of
Yeah.
the
An
description.
example. Okay.
Mhm.
I love it. And so you're saying kind of by their rules, there's this way and there's this way.
Yeah.
Like this is LPC, this is humanistic psychology.
Yeah.
And I'm just gonna point this out to
LPC
you.
is kind of the everyday revenue, and I see that humanistic psychology being able to get, larger efforts and projects and, events. Yeah.
I love it. Your guides are making me do this very specifically with my hands, and they're putting it in the frame, or else I'd be like this, maybe. But to put it in the frame, this is LPC. It's just slightly lower. It's not less important by any means. And this is for you specifically for your soul, because someone's going to be listening to this and like LPC for them is going to be the opposite. Like that's the thing that they're meant to do. Yours is here. Your humanistic psychology is here, is a little bit elevated, a little bit higher for you, for your soul specifically. To me, that just shows me, and it's subtle, right? Like I could make it kind of dramatic, but the feeling is still quite subtle. It's like, ooh, like even if you're suddenly feeling into this over here, this is the direction to take. And it might take a little bit more leadership, bravery. It's a little bit harder of a path because we already have this going, but it's going to be so well worth it. Your soul is often, our souls are often calling for the thing that feels a little bit like up here for us. Even if it feels like the challenge is a little bit more, it's like we came into this world for that challenge. We came to like meet that. You wouldn't have gotten there without this. This
Right.
led
That's
to
right.
this.
I wouldn't have.
So it's like, look, and we played this out for as long as we could, and then it started to feel like this, and it started to feel wavery, and that's how we got into this. Um, and so like overall, just to be extremely proud of yourself. Like I did
Thank
it.
you.
I drew myself into this thing. Your guides might have led you there, your soul might have led you there, but you're the one that took actions to actually do it. So keep doing that because it feels
Thank
really
you.
good. And June's not far away. Your episode actually won't air until August, I think. So by the time this airs, you will officially be Dr. Virginia. And congratulations.
Thank you.
And I think that there's a lot to be done in here where this was
There.
like wavering and a slight difference. This
Mhm.
is a little bit like sparkling, like
Good.
playing with light. There's some really pretty light behind me right now. And playing with the possibilities. Now here's the tricky part, and don't take my word for it because I'm just a psychic medium. But also because I don't know the right language around this because I am not a doctor, just in case anyone was wondering. I am just a psychic medium. But they start talking about, I hear when you say, like, you have to keep these two worlds separate. I think there might be some room to play with it eventually. Like, drawing some of these two worlds together. It might be even like a future vision or where the world is going, where these things start to
Oh,
tie
I could see
in
that. Yeah, I could see that
and it
totally.
comes together. So don't be afraid to be at the forefront of it. Don't be afraid to be the leader of it. So even if people are telling you no right now, I think it's just a no right now. It's a somebody has to do it. Somebody has to be the leader of it. Somebody has to be the fire starter. And that feels like that's your energy. Like, just remember that you are just as capable of being the fire starter
Oh, yeah, I'm
as
definitely a fire starter. That's why
yeah,
nobody likes me.
that's
Kidding.
okay. Like,
Some people really like me, but my family
that's
does
right. The right
not.
people like you. Yeah. The right people like you, and, that phrase just popped into my mind, like, well-behaved women rarely make history, right?
That's right. That's right.
You feel like a history maker and like that fire starter energy that you know you embody is going to be a part of this world over here. So it's like, listen for now, get your PhD, be able to say that you're officially doctor, and then we get to run with it in the way you want to run with it. You get to run the experiments you want, you get to work the way you want, and just be brave in doing so. And I say that with confidence to you because I can understand that you're a very ethical person at the same time, and you're not gonna, like, derail that to the ethers, um, but in a very responsible way. I feel like you're gonna be a beautiful person to make some changes in that world.
Hmm.
Yeah. Do you have any questions around that?
No. Mm-mm.
Okay. Do you have any other questions for me?
I'm very curious about the ant, but I
Yeah.
think you already answered the question. So, um,
I'm gonna give you some tips real quick, especially when it comes to people that, um maybe we don't know as well. So the first thing is to, even if you just have to pretend at first, just like trusting that she's around. And you could borrow the triangle from me. For some reason, she keeps coming in that shape for me. Triangles are also like the strongest form in nature. So she's trying to say something with that. It also does feel like a bit of a quirk or like a bit of a quirky aunt to me. So even if she didn't get to that age where she got to show you that, that's kind of how she's coming across. Um, and like a likeness to you, like we would have been alike, we would have thought alike. And so even just imagining talking to an aunt that would have agreed with you or would have been fun to talk about these challenging ideas with you. is a great way to connect in. So, as odd as that sounds, but pretend conversations with people just
Cool.
in our head is connection. And she'll start to trickle in, and all of a sudden you'll hear something that you're like, "Ooh, that sounds a little less like how I would have said that, and more like how I could really imagine my aunt saying that if she had been here still." Yeah. Yeah.
I'm curious to know how mom feels that her sister's here and like talking to me.
Yeah. Well, they're together on the other
Oh,
side.
that's
So
right. She
when
did
we
say that.
pass, it's like we're all together. And they come in that close, like this kind of triangle touching this circle is them being that close. Uh, I had written down the name Sarah, just so you know, and that's kind of separately.
Dara?
Um, Sarah, yes.
Sarah.
And just something for you to write down. And if it ever makes sense, let us know. I just noticed that as I lifted up that piece of paper. And so mom and sister are together. It feels very much reunited and good, and like a big part of your team on the other side that comes forward and helps you as things progress forward in your life.
Okay.
Yeah. Would you be comfortable? So this is on the podcast just to keep that in mind, but do you want to tell people where they can follow you or more about what it is that you do? And it's totally up to you, or you can also keep it anonymous. And
I have not, yeah, that's one of the things that I need to do is create a website, and I just don't know what direction to go in with the websites.
oh,
I
interesting.
have too many ideas in my head, and I really have to, yeah, I'm trying to catch up with life because as a result of all the work I did, right, for
Yeah.
the degree, so many things just got pushed. And so I'm trying to get all the cobwebs and stuff
I love it. I think it's
just clean and
like
purge
a
and,
lot. Yeah,
so
yeah,
that
yeah.
I can feel like I'm not overwhelmed anymore.
Yeah.
And then
Well,
I'll get to those.
when you're thinking about it, when you're like, what is it that I want on the website or which direction do I want that to take and what is it exactly that I want to do? It's the one where you feel like you're seen as the leader. So if you were to write down just like your top 5 ideas, whichever one stands out to you is like, well, that's like what the leader would pick. That's the leader in you, your soul telling you that that's the one to pick. If anyone else is listening to this right now, is like, gosh, like I wish I had that sense of leadership, or I wish that my soul was telling me that same thing. You're wishing that because your soul is telling you that same thing, and you can do that same practice. You just write down your top 5 ideas, and whichever one is like, that's what the leader in me would pick, that's one you go with for now. The rest will catch up when it's time. Does that make sense? So when you're designing your website, uh, that's what you're going to put on the front page is this is how I lead in the world, and everything else will fall into place. But thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jenny, so much for coming on. That was such a joy to get to talk with you. And thank you for telling us all about what it is that you do, for being so open and honest. And thank you guys for tuning in. I hope that that little practice helped at the end. Again, if you were hearing that and thinking, gosh, like I wish that you were hearing something like that from your guides, that is your guides literally talking to you. So if you're feeling the nudge, or even if you're a little bit afraid, but feeling the nudge to be that leader in your work or in your life, you can do that practice. Top 5 things, pick the one that the leader in you would choose to do and just go for it. That is where to take action first. Everything else will fall into place. Please like, subscribe, send to a friend, leave a review, all the good things. I am so excited about where this podcast is progressing. So make sure to follow us on Instagram at Hailey Fennel, and you will see all of the guests popping up there. This podcast is produced by LMC Sound System with Lindsay Collins. If you are looking to have your own podcast, you can pitch your ideas to her and she will tell you what it is that you need to do. And how to work with her to really get your podcast started off on the right foot. Thank you, Lindsay Collins, for all of the work that you do. You are truly amazing and talented. And thank you guys for listening. I hope that you enjoyed this episode. And if there's any guests that you want on the podcast, reach out. Uh, Email me at haley@haleyfennel.com. I'm going to try to get them on here. Have a good day. I love you.